Welcome, fellow travelers of time and history. Today, we embark on a journey through the annals of time, exploring the grandeur and the inevitable decline of some of the world's most powerful empires. Join us on the History and Stories channel as we delve into a period of dramatic change, where the fate of nations was decided by the sword, the pen, and the will of the people. In just 100 years, we witnessed the rise and fall of empires that once seemed invincible. Their stories are etched in the ruins they left behind and the cultures they influenced. Empires vast and powerful have shaped our world in ways we often take for granted. Their grand architecture, their monumental statues, and their intricate governance systems are a testament to their might. They leave behind legacies of culture, language, and innovation that continue to influence our lives today. From ancient manuscripts to architectural marvels, their contributions are invaluable. But their stories are also tales of ambition, conflict, and decline. The same forces that built these empires often led to their downfall. From 1815 to 1914, the world witnessed the peak and decline of some of history's most influential empires. This century was a turning point, marked by both glory and ruin. These empires rose to prominence through military might, economic power, and cultural influence. Their armies marched across continents, their merchants traded across seas, and their cultures flourished. But internal strife, external pressures, and the changing tides of history ultimately led to their downfall. The very elements that made them great also sowed the seeds of their destruction. Join us as we uncover the stories of their epic rise and fall. Through the lens of history, we will explore the lessons they left behind and the legacies that continue to shape our world. The 19th century dawned with Europe still reeling from the Napoleonic Wars. The Congress of Vienna in 1815 sought to establish a new balance of power. This balance, however, proved fragile. The Industrial Revolution was transforming societies, creating new economic powerhouses. Nationalism, a potent force, was on the rise, challenging the existing order. Technological advancements, from railroads to telegraphs, shrank distances and accelerated the pace of change. These factors set the stage for a century of unprecedented upheaval and transformation. The British Empire, vast and powerful, stood as a symbol of stability. But even this mighty empire would face challenges to its dominance. At its zenith, the British Empire encompassed nearly a quarter of the globe. "The sun never sets on the British Empire" was more than just a saying, it was a testament to its global reach. Fueled by industrial might and naval supremacy, Britain controlled trade routes and exerted its influence on every continent. Its colonies provided raw materials and markets for its manufactured goods. But maintaining such a vast empire came at a cost. Nationalist movements within its colonies grew stronger. Economic rivals like Germany and the United States emerged. The seeds of decline, though subtle at first, were sown. The British Empire, once seemingly invincible, would face a gradual but inevitable decline in the coming decades. As the 19th century progressed, new powers emerged on the world stage. Germany, unified under Otto von Bismarck in 1871, rapidly industrialized and asserted its military might. Japan, undergoing the Meiji Restoration, transformed itself from a feudal society into a modern industrial power. Its victory in the Russo-Japanese War of 1905 signaled its arrival as a major player. These rising powers challenged the established order, creating new tensions and rivalries. Their ambitions for expansion and influence would have profound consequences in the coming years. The world was becoming increasingly interconnected, and the competition for resources and influence intensified. The stage was set for a global conflict. Section 5. The Ottoman Empire, Slow Decline and Final Fall. Once a mighty empire stretching from southeastern Europe to the Arabian Peninsula, the Ottoman Empire had entered a period of decline by the 19th century. Internal strife, economic stagnation, and military defeats weakened the empire. European powers chipped away at its territories, while nationalist movements within its borders sought independence. Attempts at reform, like the Tanzimat reforms, proved insufficient to reverse the empire's decline. The Ottoman Empire, once a formidable force, was now known as the sick man of Europe. Its eventual collapse in the aftermath of World War I would reshape the Middle East and have lasting consequences for the region. Section 6. The impact of technology and ideas. Technology and ideas played a crucial role in the rise and fall of empires during this period. The Industrial Revolution, powered by steam and coal, transformed economies and societies. Railroads facilitated trade and transportation, while the telegraph revolutionized communication. These advancements enabled empires to expand their reach and control their territories more effectively. But technology also fueled the arms race. New weapons like the machine gun and poison gas made warfare more deadly than ever before. Ideas too had a profound impact. Nationalism, with its emphasis on shared identity and self-determination, challenged the legitimacy of empires. Liberal ideas, advocating for individual rights and freedoms, spread throughout the world. Section 7. The First World War, a catalyst for change. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria in Sarajevo in 1914 ignited the powder keg of European tensions. This single event set off a chain reaction that would engulf the continent in one of the deadliest conflicts in human history. Within weeks, the major powers of Europe were at war. Alliances that had been formed over decades were activated, and countries mobilized their armies with unprecedented speed and efficiency. World War I, a conflict of unprecedented scale and brutality, shattered the illusion of peace and progress. The war introduced new forms of warfare, including trench warfare, which led to a grueling and deadly stalemate on the Western Front. Millions perished in the trenches of Europe. The conditions were horrific, with soldiers facing constant bombardment, disease, and the ever-present threat of death. The war had a profound impact on the empires that waged it. The immense cost of the war, both in terms of human lives and economic resources, strained the capabilities of these empires to maintain their global dominance. It drained their resources, weakened their economies, and exposed the fragility of their systems. The war effort required massive industrial output and financial expenditure, leading to economic instability that would last for years. The war also fueled nationalist movements within empires as colonized peoples fought for their own independence. The promises of self-determination made during the war led to increased demands for freedom and autonomy. The war would prove to be a turning point in history, marking the beginning of the end for many of the world's empires. The political landscape of the world was forever altered, setting the stage for the tumultuous events of the 20th century. Section 8. The Collapse of Empires and the Rise of New Nations. In the aftermath of World War I, the old order crumbled. The Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, Russian, and German empires all collapsed, swept away by the tides of war and revolution. New nations emerged from the ashes of these empires, redrawing the map of Europe and the Middle East. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, attempted to create a new world order. But the treaty also sowed the seeds of future conflicts. The harsh terms imposed on Germany created resentment and instability. The collapse of empires created power vacuums that new ideologies and dictators would exploit. The world had entered a new era, one marked by both hope and uncertainty. Section 9. Lessons from the Ashes, the Enduring Legacy of Empires. The rise and fall of empires in the 100 years leading up to World War I offer valuable lessons for our own time. These empires, with their vast territories and diverse populations, were once seen as unshakable pillars of power and influence. Yet their stories remind us that no empire, no matter how grand, is immune to the forces of change. Empires, no matter how powerful, are not invincible. Their grandeur often masks underlying vulnerabilities. The majestic buildings and statues that once symbolized their might now stand as silent witnesses to their inevitable decline. Internal strife, external pressures, and the failure to adapt to changing circumstances can all contribute to their decline. Civil unrest, economic troubles, and external invasions are just a few of the many challenges that have historically brought empires to their knees. The legacy of empires is complex and multifaceted. They have left behind a rich tapestry of cultural artifacts, architectural marvels, and historical records that continue to fascinate and educate us. They leave behind both positive and negative legacies, cultural achievements, technological advancements, but also exploitation, oppression, and conflict. The innovations and cultural practices they introduced have shaped civilizations, while their darker aspects serve as cautionary tales. By studying their stories, we gain a deeper understanding of the forces that have shaped our world and the enduring challenges we face today. Scholars and historians delve into ancient texts and artifacts, piecing together the narratives that help us comprehend our past and navigate our future. From the ashes of empires, new nations rise and the cycle of history continues. The remnants of these once great empires serve as a foundation upon which new societies are built, reminding us that history is a continuous journey of rise, fall, and rebirth.